Bitcoin has came out of one of the biggest market bubble in 2018. If you have invested in Bitcoin at an all-time high price of 20,000, you have lost about 85% of your investment. But if you held on to your investment, congratulations, you have survived one of the biggest bear market in Bitcoin history. So where is it headed next? Let's look at the fundamentals and technicals to find out. There's always one guy in the office who wouldn't shut up about Bitcoin and blockchain technology, how it's going to revolutionize the world. Well, I was that guy last year, and I'm still that guy. So what is Bitcoin anyway? Let me give you a brief introduction. Bitcoin is a payment network enabled by blockchain technology, which enable us to transact with each other directly without any intermediaries, such as banks and central bank. So why is that important? Well, we're living in an information era where we can send each other messages around the globe without any friction and border. But that is not completely true when it comes to monetary value in transaction of payment. For example, if I really like a coffee in Africa and I know the seller who produces that coffee, using the traditional payment model, I have to make sure the bank in Africa accepts my transaction from US bank and pay high transaction fee for the transaction, and it takes about a day or two for the payments to arrive. But with Bitcoin as a payment layer in the internet, I can directly send transaction to a seller in Africa with fraction of the cost with a fast transaction speed. So Bitcoin creates this trust layer in the internet that free us from that friction and borders and allow us to really create this global payment system. So the fundamental of Bitcoin has been strong as well. So when the transaction has been increased past couple months and couple years, there was a criticism around the scalability of Bitcoin network. The Bitcoin community has created a scalability solution called Lightning Network, which increased the ability of fast transaction and increases scalability for the past couple months. And the user count and user activity in the Bitcoin network increased as well in a couple months. So you might ask, why did the price drop significantly in 2018? Well, the answer is speculation. Bitcoin network allowed transaction in exchange around the globe 24/7. Allowing investors and traders to come in and out of the market frequently, creating that speculative drive of demand. From the supply side in Bitcoin, the supply is controlled by the code base, so no one can increase or decrease the supply to meet that speculative demand, which spiked the price, which also created a fear of missing out in the market and created that vicious cycle of increasing the price in Bitcoin. And then the media picked it up as well and created this phenomena of crazy Bitcoin bubble in 2018. And that has been flooded out when central parties such as banks and governments start regulating them and criticizing them. So a lot of those speculation has exited the market today. But we still see a strong fundamentals of Bitcoin. And we also talked about the supply side. In 2020, around mid-May, the supply rate of Bitcoin will decrease by 50%. It's called halving, and that is scheduled in mid-May next year. And the halving happened last 2016, created a lot of those positive movement, and we're going to see how the market's going to react to the next halving in May, and we're going to closely monitor the market in 2019 and 2020. So from a fundamental point of view, we see a strong fundamentals and upward movement. You're looking at Bitcoin chart in 2016 in a daily time frame. Around July 9th, 2016, Bitcoin's supply rate has decreased in half, which is called halving. And since then, we experienced an upward price movement. The next halving is scheduled in 2020 in May, and there's a lot of discussion in the market amongst investors and traders whether or not the history will repeat itself and we'll experience a nice bull movement. And I'll be monitoring that in 2019, 2020 as well. So let's look at a Bitcoin price action in the current time frame. As you can see, in 2018, we experienced a massive bear movement. And in entering 2019, we formulated this nice symmetrical triangle. And we broke out of that triangle in mid-February with the upward pressure in the price action. And we expect it to continue in the next 2 months. And we see a nice long position from a technical point of view. Let's summarize the trade. Based on the fundamentals and technical analysis of the Bitcoin market, we see a potential long position with the stop loss at 3,660 and take profit at 4,970 with the risk and reward ratio about 3.57 with a time frame of 2 months. Remember, this is a TradeView, just an opinion. It's not meant to be a financial advice. Before you make a trade decision, make sure to do your own research and consult financial professionals to find out what's right for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let us learn, analyze, and invest.